The Russian nation as a whole has some incredibly unique and diverse vehicles in World of Tanks Blitz. You go from looking at a very streamlined IS-3, very sleek, low profile, nice angles, to a KV-5. I mean, how do you make that jump? I don't even understand. And then you go to a T-54 Mod 1 and you're like, ah, yes, beautiful. And then again, you jump right over to the STG Guard. Like, what the absolute heck did the Russians do? They must be drinking lots of vodka, Comrade Dmitry. Either way, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the only rear-turreted Russian heavy in World of Tanks Blitz. I would have kind of put the STG Guard into that Russian rear-turreted design, but this tank doesn't have armor. That is the issue about it. Sure, it's rear-turreted, but it wouldn't matter if the turret was mounted on the front or even probably the side of this vehicle because it doesn't have armor. The sides of this tank are 35 millimeters thick, which means that you really can't side scrape against anything. So we're going to be talking more about this, the IS-Tush, one of the weirdest Russian heavies in the game. It's got some very good attributes going for it, like some pretty good upper plate armor, about 230 millimeters thick base, and that means even with heat shells, you might struggle to penetrate it. If you're using the 7 degrees of gun depression, the armor can be quite strong. Unfortunately, it's not great in all regards. Let's take a look at what the armor looks like on Armor Inspector. This is a Tier 7 heavy using heat on it. Yeah, that's not great. It's about 250 on the upper plate, but obviously most vehicles don't shoot heat with their standard ammo, so it's not great. It's about 230, 240 on the upper plate. You're not going to get that many bounces. Heat shells are going to butter right through you, and the turret cheeks as well are very weak. 204, oof, 211, yeah, 205, it's not great. The edges of the tank here are only about 240 to 206. You can see it's got some weak spots here. So this vehicle is definitely not the best. Even the side armor, I mean, look how incredibly weak this track wheel is. It's a side-scraping vehicle, yet its armor is like dog water. So we're going to see what we can do here. Let me obviously put it over to Windows so you guys can see the game in its glory. What does the enemy team have? We got an IS-6, a Legend. We got a VK4502A, and a Chieftain. So not the strongest of lineups, but also not the weakest. I do want to say one thing about this tank, and that is the camouflages on this vehicle look very, very nice. I don't know why, they just look incredibly nice on this tank. So I'm going to push right over to this rock. This is one of my favorite positions to sit. Oh, we were a little bit too much up there on the base. But let's see if I can get a shell into that Chieftain. Okay, well, I mean, this is a Russian 122, so I don't really expect it to hit all of its shells. But, yes, there you go. As you can see, the turret getting penned there. It, again, just has absolutely terrible, terrible turret armor. But we did get a nice tap into that Chieftain, actually. Very nice tap. And my gun has been damaged for the second time in a row now. That is absolutely fantastic. Makes me definitely not angry at all, because now we have to wait a solid minute for my repair kits. Chieftain, poke it. Come on, my guy. And boom, there you go. Another tap into that Chieftain's cupola. I will say one thing about this gun is that it is a little bit more accurate than the other Russian 122s in Tier 8. That's one thing that's actually nice about this vehicle. Now, my T-34 seems to be getting some pretty big slaps into this IS-6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up aggressive. Speed is key. Let's go. Come on, go, 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 go. And let's get a nice shell into the lower plate of this IS-6. Kaboom. There you go. Nice tap for 433, and then we back up. Obviously, being a Russian heavy and also carrying 7 degrees of gun depression is quite nice. This guy, I'm not sure if he just absolutely hates me or something like that, but either way, he clearly does not want to play with me. So there you go. Nice tap into that Chieftain's turret, and wow, this thing is just the king of having every module killed, isn't it? I mean, my module again on this vehicle was absolutely wrecked there. And, well, we're going to fire a standard shell into his track wheel. There you go. And now we're going to back up. I mean, we're doing okay here, even though we were YOLO'd by that Chieftain. Obviously, he was the monkey, because he basically killed himself for that. We do have the VK over here. Let's get a nice knot pen into his turret. And with that, I mean, when every single module in this vehicle is damaged, there's really not much I can say about that. Can't even, oh my god, not only was my driver killed, but as well my engine. I mean, look at my freaking traverse speed. It's so bad. Okay. Alright, we got it fixed. We're all good on that aspect. Let's see if we can at least get a shell maybe into this IS-6 once. Keep going, and... Let me get a shell into you, schmunky, and fire. There you go. Okay. So, at least we were able to do something in this battle. I'll be honest, this Tier 8 game made me lose a couple brain cells. The enemy team played like absolute trash. And, yeah, that part was weird. I really don't know what to say about that. But as well, every single shot just killed some sort of module on this vehicle. Either it was a driver or something. Either way, let's get an HE into the rear. Oof! 528 into that guy. And there you go. You can actually see that the gun on this tank, it's nice. I don't know why, but it's just much more accurate than your other Russian 122s. I guess that's sort of the nice thing about it over everything else sucking. Its dispersion is 0.389, though. It's really just the aiming time at 4.7 seconds compared to a vehicle, let's say, like the IS-6 that has an aiming time of 5.4. So it's a little bit more accurate on that regard. But overall, we got very lucky, honestly, that my 2 shots actually hit that chieftain in the cupola. I don't really know what that guy was thinking when he jumped on me. I guess he was probably like, ha ha, I'm going to ruin his day. And it really didn't work out that way. So let's get into one more battle. Let's see how the IS-2 can do in the second game. Maybe it'll work, Mel. Maybe it won't. Against tier 9s, I can tell you that the armor is literal trash. And the side armor, it's only about 110 millimeters thick. I mean, you can side scrape okay with that. But because the edges are rounded, you really can't showcase the rounded part. And I don't know. It's just not one of the best tanks. I just thought that nobody talks about this vehicle, so why not make a review on the Touche, talk about its strengths and its weaknesses. Maybe it's got, like, preferential matchmaking. I've played, like, 5 games in it today, and I haven't gotten a single tier 9 battle, so maybe it's just got that preferential MM that makes it so you can't play tier 9s. Either way, we're going to go over towards base A as usual. We're going to see what we can do. Alright, speed is key. Now, would I drive this tank over any other Russian IS series? Honestly, yeah, I probably would. While this vehicle isn't anything special, it is a very rare vehicle to find, and I think it's kind of unique in that regard. It's weird looking. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just such a weird Russian tank. It's got like an IS turret, and I don't even know. The hull is weird. Everything is unique about the IS-2SH. It's just one of those special tanks that you really don't find too much in Tier 8, or really ever. It's probably one of the least played Tier 8s as well. But here we go. We're making our way into position, and we got the CDC off to the front here. The only tank destroyer they have is a WZ Blaze, which makes it not too bad to fight. We got the Lerva off to the side. Let's load it on a heat shell and boom, nice tap into his vehicle. But we also got the Black Prince and the CDC over here. And wow, would you look at that. The armor absolutely doing nothing for me. Well, let's back up. That Black Prince is absolutely peppering us. We also got like the STA over here. Maybe we can get a pen into him. There you go, nice pen. And wow, again, another shell destroying this vehicle. As you can see, this tank's armor sucks. We went over it before. And, yeah, I'll go over it again. Its armor really does not work. It's kind of sad, but it's the truth. The armor is dog water on this vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up here so we don't get penned at least everywhere. Maybe we can get a shell into this Black Prince. We do have that decent gun depression. So there you go. Nice pen, but now we got the CDC trying to bully us. I mean, I just cannot catch a break in this game. If I was in any other Russian heavy, I probably would be fine. But, oh my god, everything wants me today. Wow. Wow, this was a lame battle. I don't even know what to say. I can't blame really the tank for it. I mean, we just got, like, literally focused by every vehicle. But that's because my tank destroyers, literally every tank on my team decided to go over towards the cave. So when I was one of the only tanks that went towards this way, you kind of get screwed. But yeah, armor on this tank, as I went over, is literally useless. I mean, we got penned on the upper plate, the sides, the front, everything. Even the freaking roof of the turret we got penned in. It's sad. It's just a sad armor profile. And that's why you don't see this tank played much, or really ever. If I was in an IS-5, if I was in a 252, or honestly any other Russian heavy, I probably could have survived that scenario. I would have gotten bounces on my turret. I probably would not have been penned in my hull. Just when it comes to this tank, it's pretty sad. I don't even know where that larva penned me, I'll be honest. He just kind of cut right through me. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and you understand why not to buy this tank. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.